Here we go, guys. The teaser for Clayface from DC Studios has just dropped, and I've said all along I've been looking forward to this kind of body horror R-rated version of the Batman villain. I mean, this is going to be intense. Just looking at this kind of screen grab that we've got up here, this guy laying in bed and his face contorted like that, this is going to be pretty intense. I haven't seen it. Let's get into it. Let's react and then do a bit of a breakdown after. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. So excited for this. Man, that is creepy. Look at that. Wow. He's an aspiring actor, I believe. Oh! Whoa. Being injected with drugs. Melting face. Whoa. Fear. Look fear in the face. Oh! There was a lot of imagery there. Oh! Clayface. And there's the title card there at the end. Yeah. That's got the vibes going for it. I mean, of all the DCU projects, I don't give a rat's monkey about Supergirl. I'm kind of so-so on Man of Tomorrow. But this looks right up my street. Even if this wasn't connected to Clayface or DC, this looks like an interesting horror movie. You know, if we remove the Clayface IP from it. Okay, so there was a bit of imagery to get to there. So obviously, I believe his name was Matt Hagen, the main character. You see him laying in bed, and I mean, just looking at his face like that, I mean, that looks horrific. Someone's done something. Someone's attacked him, injected drugs into him, scalpeled his face off, done something to him. We did see, if we go along here, we did see someone attacking him with a knife. So we got a shot of him there. That's what he looks like normally. And then we kept going forward, and then we got another shot of him. He's an aspiring actor, so he's there outside of a premiere of a movie by the look of it. And then if we keep going forward, there it is. So someone's attacking him. It looks like they're cutting into his face. And again, if they're going to show this at length in the actual movie, this could be a proper R-rated, really kind of body, you know, twisted body horror type movie. I mean, they could really push the boat out on the horror here. And they've got an opportunity to do it. It could be something very, very different from the rest of the DCU projects. Okay. And then it keeps zooming in on his face, and again, man, just look how creepy that face is. Hats off to the people who did the visual effects here. Okay, let's keep going here. So we've got a bit of imagery once it zooms in. So we see again a close-up of his face there. Let's keep going. He's running down the street here. Looks like after the premiere of that movie, potentially this is when he starts morphing and changing. He runs out of the premiere. And then we see part of his face there. We can see, like... we can see his mouth beginning to kind of glue over, obviously the clay is beginning to cover his face, and it's beginning to take over, and man, what a terrifying scene that's going to be, the first time the clay begins to take over his face. Okay, let's keep going forward here, and then keep zooming in, and then we get this, excitement and thrills this way, amusements. So, it's not alluding to Joker in any way, I wouldn't imagine. It's about an amusement park and it's got a clown in the background, but I wouldn't say that has anything to do with Joker. Okay, then we have this woman here who's in the kind of the subway looking at him, the underground. Look fear in the face, it says. So, we get some interesting imagery here. So, we have this bit here where there's clay in this kind of... I don't even know what's going on here. There's kind of it's like a dish or a hole in the ground, and there's the clay and it's beginning to form together. Is this part of the drug that was injected into him, or is this actually part of Clayface himself? It's really hard to tell at this point, but it's interesting imagery. We've got this big spiral staircase, stare fear in the face, it says. And then we see part of him there. There he is, as his face begins to turn to clay and his face begins to droop. But I mean, how horrifying would that be in real life? It's almost reminiscent of that film, The Substance. For those of you who saw The Substance, man, you know what I mean. It kind of takes after that a little bit. Let's keep going here. So we get a look there at New York, I'm assuming. Is that New York? I think it is. It may be. I'm not sure. I don't know my towns very well. Anyway, we got this boat into the city here. And then we see him there with his hood up. He's probably trying to figure out what's going on with him. He's trying to hide his face. He seems to be there with maybe his girlfriend or someone that he knows, touching hands. And again, he's looking into the mirror, and it looks like his face is beginning to deform in the mirror, and he's kind of yelling. This is where we get a lot of imagery. So this is where we get a silhouette, where it appears that his hands or his arm is like turning into weapons. Obviously, Clayface, he can turn any part of his body into a weapon. And we can see there, he's holding up his hand, and it looks like it's kind of turning into like a hammer or a mallet. And he's potentially having a fight in an alleyway with someone. Or, you know that scene that we saw earlier in the trailer where he's running down the alleyway? Maybe he's transforming for the first time, and we sort of see his hand transform into a big kind of mallet or a hammer of some sort. But very, very interesting. Not sure who this guy is. Someone getting thrown out of a window. And then it ends with this here, where he wipes over his face and his face disappears. I mean, look at that. Look how creepy that looks. A human face without the face. He just kind of wipes over it and his face disappears. Maybe at this point, he's begun to learn how to control the powers, where he can kind of, you know, he can kind of wipe his face away, or he can bring it back, or he can change parts of his body. Maybe he learns to control it after he fully transforms the first time. Then he can start actually controlling what his body's doing with the clay and the kind of the drug substance running through his body. That'll be interesting to see how that works. And then we get the title card there, Clayface. So there we go, guys. There's a breakdown of the first teaser trailer there to the Clayface movie. I have to say, with everything going on with DC Studios, again, I'm not really bothered about Supergirl. I think that looks trash. Man of Tomorrow, okay, it's got a first live-action rendition of Brainiac, so I'm kind of semi-interested in that. But this is where it's at, man. Like I said, even if this wasn't a Clayface movie, movies like this, body horror type crazy kind of thrillers, are right up my street anyway. So even if it wasn't Clayface, I'd be interested in watching this. But the fact that it's linked to Batman and Clayface, will we get a Batman cameo, Easter egg, or something referencing Batman in here? Who knows? But you know, it would make sense if they did. But I'm not going to hold my breath on any Batman references here. But there we go, guys. So what do you think about this? What do you think about the first teaser here? You know, did it live up to the hype that you was expecting? Are you excited for this project like me, or do you not really care about it and you think it's kind of dumb that they're doing a Batman villain without the Batman himself? Whatever your thoughts are, leave your thoughts, your comments, your theories, your opinions, and all that good stuff down below in the comment section.